A child fell into the gorilla enclosure. Then, the gorillas did something incredible. Levan adores gorillas so much. One day, he experienced the most unforgettable event of his life when he fell into a gorilla's enclosure during a visit to a zoo. After losing consciousness from the fall, everyone who witnessed what happened to Levan and the gorilla was in shock. The date was August 31st, 1986. The incident occurred at Jersey Zoo, where a 5-year-old Levan Merritt, brimming with excitement on his first zoo visit, found himself captivated by the gorillas. Unlike most children, Levan had a special bond with gorillas, seeing them not as ordinary animals but as the guardian angels of the animal kingdom. His awe and admiration for them made this encounter even more memorable. Perhaps it was his deep admiration for the gorillas that made him lose track of caution. In his eagerness to get a better look, Levan began climbing a tall barrier. But his foot slipped, and in an instant, he fell from a height of 15 to 20 meters, landing with a harsh thud. The impact knocked him unconscious, leaving him motionless on the ground. Levan's mother cried out to her son in desperation, but there was no response. The helpless mother was living her worst nightmare. Not only had her young son fallen from a great height, but he had also landed next to an enormous gorilla. Onlookers were anxious to rescue the child, but no one dared to take a step forward. The gorillas, too, watched the scene with curious eyes. Suddenly, a gorilla named Jambo rushed toward Levan. This movement caused the crowd to scream even louder, as everyone feared that the little boy would be torn apart by the gorillas. Jambo was a massive 440-kilogram male gorilla and the leader of his group. When he quickly approached the child, the screams grew even louder. But Jambo behaved in a way that surprised everyone. Instead of showing any aggression, Jambo acted in a manner that stunned the crowd. The leader gorilla sat beside the fallen child, gently stroking his back as if trying to comfort him. Jambo remained by the child's side without moving him. While Jambo sat calmly, the other gorillas became more aggressive. People feared that the gorillas would attack the child, whom they considered an intruder. At that moment, Jambo did something that left everyone even more shocked. He used his powerful body to shield Levan from the other gorillas, preventing them from approaching. Jambo was truly Levan's guardian angel. He stood by the injured boy, trying to keep him calm. In normal circumstances, gorillas are instinctively protective of their territory and can become aggressive if any foreign creature invades it. However, in this case, Jambo demonstrated how intelligent and compassionate gorillas can be. Without causing any harm to the child, he protected him, earning everyone's admiration. When Levan finally regained consciousness, Jambo was still there, trying to soothe him. The child began to cry from the shock of the fall, and Jambo attempted to calm him with gentle movements. Meanwhile, the rescue team had successfully entered the enclosure. Once Jambo realized that the rescuers were there to help, he stepped back as if to safely hand the child over to them. The other gorillas, who were not as calm as Jambo, were distracted with food to draw their attention away. Jambo simply watched as the child was carefully rescued. The rescue team managed to extract the injured child from the enclosure, and he was immediately taken to the hospital for treatment. Levan spent about 6 weeks in the hospital recovering from a skull fracture and a broken arm before he was fully healed and returned home. After his recovery, he was invited back to the zoo with his family and has maintained a connection with it ever since. Although some school bullies mocked him by calling him Tarzan Boy or Gorilla Baby, Levan received a lot of positive attention from the media. Even years after the incident, Jambo's story continued to inspire, and he was often asked to be part of interviews. In one such interview, Levan shared his deep admiration, saying, "He was my guardian angel, and he always will be." To honor Jambo's incredible act of kindness, a bronze statue was unveiled at Jersey Zoo in 1992, commemorating his memory. The statue's unveiling took place during a special ceremony that also marked Jambo's funeral, which, by coincidence, fell on Levan's parents' wedding anniversary. In a touching tribute, Levan had the honor of cutting the ribbon at the ceremony. Jambo's remarkable compassion and gentle nature garnered widespread praise and admiration in the media. He became known as the Gentle Giant, shattering the stereotype of gorillas as solely wild and aggressive creatures. His actions proved to the world just how sensitive and caring gorillas could be. As Levan grew older, the memory of that day and the gorilla who had saved him stayed with him. Years later, he returned to Jersey Zoo, determined to thank Jambo for saving his life. No matter how much time passed, Levan's love and gratitude for Jambo never faded. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.